Wong, Lok, Chen, Zhao, Chimsuri, our only lady in the field, and Nagadipurna.
Exactly, and yeah, Kanticha, the car number 199, is the ladies. The ladies here is the only one ladies. She racing a challenge from the first race of this year. So we will check the start now.
And it's a rolling start. This is going to be fascinating, isn't it? Here they come around the final 22-23, turns 22-23, heading towards the start-finishing line with Philippe Pret on the left-hand side as well, looking at it in the grey car, and Ringo Chong in the yellow car, and away they go. And it must be quite difficult just doing a rolling start anyway, but it's Ringo Chong into the lead, and it's, oh no, poor old Philippe Pret came off really badly there.
Yeah, Ringo Chong, they do a really good start, and also we will see also Ziad Gantour from the third lane that he tried to find immediately the podium position in the first corner. And we will see that Philippe Pret, that was second, they do some mistake in the first corner, in the second corner.
So you're going to be telling people they don't win the race in the first lap and the first corner, they win it at the checkered flag, huh?
Exactly.
Well, they're on the back straight now, and it's Chong ahead of Zenlo second, Ganduri up into third place, and then Han is in fourth, Philippe Pret down to fifth place, Gomax in sixth, and then it's Jing Seto, Negro way back in ninth place, and then Zhang 10th.
Yeah, and we already see that in that corner, Han, he was overtake for the third place. Now he's third. It was a very nice overtake because he braked very late and he find a way to overtake the car in front.
Well, so far they seem to have kept their noses clean, but Ringo Chong out in the lead, the Singapore driver who has also raced in Porsches as well. Ringo Chong doing a grand job, but he's not getting away from Zenlo, is he? And Huilin Han is doing a good job chasing the pair of them.
Yeah, Han is doing a very good job because everybody are expecting that fall of Ringo for sure, because Ringo is the most expert driver here. And now we will see also, and this is Angelo Negro. He tried to overtake something seen that it was in the other categories. And we will see if from the race direction there is something to say.
Yeah, a little bit optimistic outbraking perhaps.
Yeah, he tried to brake a bit too late, but there is no space for overtaking that part, so it's quite normal that this has happened.
So Ringo Chong still leading them round as they come up towards the completion of lap one, with Zenlo in second. He's beginning to leave them a little bit behind now, Ringo Chong. Zenlo perhaps spending more time looking in his mirrors at Huilin Han behind him.
Yeah, and now we see that Ringo Chong, yes, is quite fast from the first lap. He take a second and 0.1 to advance it through Zenlo, and we will see that Han, he tried to put under pressure Zenlo.
Yeah. Do you advise the drivers? Do you say always look forward, don't look in your mirrors too much?
Yeah, we try to advise every time, but you know, I'm also a racing driver, so I know that when you are in a car and when you are racing, you have to sometimes you have to check also behind, because you don't know what's happened. Han again he tried to overtake Zenlo for the second position, sorry.
Yeah. And yeah, it's all bunching up, isn't it, over second place, with Lowe, Han, Pret and Gandour all there.
Yeah, and this is the replay for the start.
Replay of the start, yeah, just coming up. And just look at Philippe Pret on the left-hand side of the screen there, and he really does miss out as they go into turn one. He gets elbowed out and drops down, and he's at the moment he is in fourth place, which is not too bad, and we had a spinner there as well.
Yeah, the spinner there. Philippe Pret cannot close at the second corner, so you have to leave two cars, and we will see Tiger Hu that he lose the back of the car. Someone they touch the back of his car, and this is why he lose the position and he lose the car.
Really?
And
sorry.
It was the Ken Cheng that he crashed into Tiger Wu.
Yeah, Tiger Wu started in 10th place, so we've got the distinctive gold-coloured car there. That's Wong, who was in the 458, who was in, just having a look to see what position he was in. He was in 18th place, so I suspect he's now at the tail of the field.
Yeah, and we will see that Zenlo is a bit slower if you compare with the other driver, and this is why Ringo Chong, they take another second for sure in this lap, and Han, Pret and Ziad are pushing very hard to try to overtake Zenlo for the second position.
Yeah, he's become a little bit of a cork in a bottle, hasn't he? The others are bunching up behind him with Zenlo, Huilin Han and Philip Pret. In fact, Philip Pret there in 4th place.
Yeah, he's in the 4th place, and now for sure he wants to try to find a way to attack Han for the 3rd place, because it's the podium, and everybody wants to be on the podium in Singapore. This is for sure.
Ooh, damage there on the
yeah, and we will see also the water. If you see from the monitor, this is the cooling water of the car, and for sure now he has an alarm on the cockpit and he have to stop. If not, this is happening, you know.
Yeah, that's Kent Chen from Taipei. He started 19th, and that could see a safety car. Oh, there's a lot of debris there as well, isn't there?
This is a safety car in, because this is a quite big crash.
Yeah, he's probably gone off on the water, as you mentioned that.
Probably yes, yes, because for sure it was with an alarm into the car about the engine. We will see what's happened. Try to.
It's right up behind another car there.
Wider, and then he tried to give the power, he lose the car, and he crashed, big crash. This is a very big crash.
Yeah, that is. Safety car has been deployed. Safety car has been deployed, so that'll bunch up the front runners while they remove this car.
Yeah, it's not easy to remove that car in this point. So we will see how many minutes. There is 80 minutes till the end of the race, but I think that for the marshal it's not so easy to remove the car and all the parts into the circuit.
Yeah, very difficult. So there is the safety car, normally driven by Bernd Mailander, who is a respected driver in his own right. So Ringo Chong leads the field at the moment from Zenlo, Huilin Han in 3rd place, Philip Pret in 4th, Ziad Gandour in 5th place, then Gomax in 6th, Kent Sato in 7th place, from Japan, 8th Angelo Negro, 9th is number 68, and that's Yanbin Jing, and in 10th place Eric Zhang, and that's the way they will be following the.
Yeah, now the point for the drivers is to remain focused on the race, because where you are behind the safety car, it's easy to lose the concentration, and then they have also to try to find a way to take the tires and the brake warm, because this is very important for the restart, and so they try to find the space also to get the rhythm, not to be too fast, but to get the rhythm and to take the car in a right way, ready for the restart.
And is that part of your job, is to tell them what to do in the restart as well?
Exactly. This is one of the part of my job, because we have to explain and to let them know, to all the drivers. Also this is what's happened on the safety car, not only the rules, but also for this reason about the weather, about the temperature of the car. And we will see the replay again. He loses the brake in the first corner, he go wider, he tried to get the position, and then when he give you know, he lose the braking point, and wider in the exit of the first corner, and because we will see before that he lose the water from the cooling system of the car, when he give the power, he loses the back of the car, he can't steer but cannot, and then he crashes. Yeah, massive crash. This is, I think, that tomorrow it's difficult to repair this car for the race too. So unfortunately for Chen, I think then his weekend in Shanghai is finished. Yeah, fortunately the driver is okay. This is the most important point.
A lot of debris on the circuit as well. Well, they've done 3 laps in total. Yeah, look at that debris. A lot of debris. Yeah, it'll be difficult to repair as well.
Yeah.
Unfortunate for him. Any surprises when you're looking at that top 10? Any surprises there, or is that pretty much who you'd expect to be in the top 10 there, Christian?
Yeah, and then we will see for sure that when the race restarts, for sure in the first couple of laps, all the drivers are very, very close, and so we will see for sure that 3 or 4 corners be everybody on the point to find a way to reach the position, and especially on the first 4 or 5 cars to reach the podium.
Yeah, and Philip Pret will be pretty hard on the restart.
Yeah, and now we will see that he take a bit of space to cool down a bit more the engine, but now he tried to move the car. When we see that the car, they move right and left side, they try also to clean the tires, because if you are not on the right line, on the right lane, you can pick up the rubber, and so this is not so good for the setup of the car.
Yeah, and of course, so there's sort of really 3 priorities: keep the tire temperatures up, keep the brake temperatures up, keep the engine temperature down.
Exactly.
Any more?
No.
Any other checklists?
No, not at the check. No, this is all at the checklist during the safety car mode.
Yeah.
We hope that the car is going out quickly, because we have 30 minutes to the end. Maybe we can see. We will see if we have time to see like a last 10 minutes race. For sure, all the drivers are very on the point to be ready for the restart.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. I must admit, I saw there was an Indian driver who's been taking part in GP3, and he had to learn about restarts. He really had to, and you saw him the first race, he just got swallowed up and didn't know anything about it. Next time, yes, right.
Yeah, it's not also easy for the restart, because the first car, in this case Ringo Chong, is the one that decides when they can give the power. So like you will see in the Formula 1 also, the first one decides when they give the power, so he can find a way to keep a bit of space, because it's the one that they can give the power from the first, and then the other one, the point is to stay very, very close to the car in front.
Yeah.
But we have to wait, the light of the safety car to understand when the race restarts.
Yes, we'll probably get notification when the safety car is coming in before we see the lights go out. But when the lights go out on the top of the safety car, that means it's coming in, and that means the race is underway again. But we'll probably be told when the safety car is coming in before the lights go out. But the lights are still on there at the moment. So Ringo Chong leading Zenlo around, with Huilin Han in the 3rd place, Philip Pret 4th, Ziad Gandor in 5th, Gomax in 6th, and Ken Seto in 7th place from 9th on the grid. And there is the Ferrari being dragged back by the tractor, the car of Chen.
We will see from the top that the drivers try to clean the tires, to keep warm and to clean, especially the tires, to be ready for the restart. And for sure we will see from the restart immediately Leo and Pret that like we will see in the first part of the race, for sure they won't attack immediately Zenlo for the 2nd position.
Yeah. So Low, you think it's going to be looking too much in his mirrors, not at the guy ahead?
Exactly, this is the point.
Right. 10 minutes still remain. No notification when the safety car comes in. They want to make sure that they've got all that debris off the circuit, but the Ferrari is off the circuit, and also that fluid absorbent sand has done its job as well. Looking at the safety car, couldn't quite see if the lights were out on the safety car or not, but we haven't had any notification about the safety car coming in. They're all bunched up behind Ringo Chong.
Yeah, in this case, Ringo is a bit slowly behind the safety car, and this is why the safety car have to wait sometimes for him.
The light's still on the safety car. Race direction would probably say get a move on a little bit if they could.
Exactly.
Yeah. But Ringo Chong very much controlling the pace. Zenlo lining himself up to get past, or at least getting himself some clean air, rather than being right behind Ringo Chong, because if he's right behind Ringo Chong, he doesn't get any clean air into the radiator ducts, and that means it's not cooling as it should. Here's the incident again.
Yeah, again, wider in the exit. He tried to overtake in the wrong way, absolutely, because it was on the curves, out to the line, and then he lose the back. Can't steer, but you know, like yesterday, we say also during the briefing, the street circuits are very, very nice and amazing one, but also difficult to manage the car when you lose the car because the walls are very close. So this is the point.
Yeah, very much so. They bite these street circuits. When you get it wrong, they certainly bite.
We hope for maybe one more lap of the safety car. We will see if the track is clean.
Yeah. So the safety car does one more. We've got a total of 4. Now 5 laps for Chong, Low, Han, Pret, Gandor, Max, then Negro, Jing, Zhang. That's the first 10. And Chen, Martin Berrien standing up in 12th place, Fujiwara, Honda, and then Wang, etc. The rest of the field. Marshall's still on the track, still cleaning up. So it may be a little bit longer. They just want to rake up that fluid absorbent material that's on the circuit. There we are, doing a good job there, getting rid of it.
Another driver that for sure it's ready to take a couple of positions is Angelo Negro, because we were speaking in a grid, and he said that yesterday it was fine, a lot of traffic, because it was in the first part of the quali, in the first 3 positions, and then in the end he go back to 10 because of the traffic. And this is what we say also, that during the circuit like this, you have also to find the space for the qualifying, sometimes also to be lucky to find the space. So he didn't find the space, and this is why it was behind. And now we will see for sure when the race restart that he tried to get in some position.
Well, the safety car is coming in at the end of this lap. This will be lap 6 of the 10, with probably about 6.5 minutes, perhaps a little bit less, remaining.
We will see a mini race.
A mini race, a mini sprint coming up. There's Ringo Chong leading the round, keeping his tyres warmed up, well warmed. He needs the grip when he goes down into the first corner. He'll be under lots of pressure from all those behind, the 26 cars behind. And now we're getting the time check, and the marshals frantically sweeping.
And then for sure, on the pit wall, the mechanic and engineering, they advise the driver that this is the last lap for the safety car. This is why everybody are on the way to warming up the brake, like we see, you know, power and brake, and then to keep the tires hot for the restart.
Because of course the first thing they do is brake hard into turn 1. They need the grip, they need the brakes, everything going into turn 1. So
this is why who's the one that keep clean the tires and hot the brake is the one that, especially in the first 4 or 5 corners, they get an advance if you are with the car in a perfect condition after the safety car.
And the important thing, presumably, for Ringo Chong is not to go too early.
Yeah, he's going a bit too slowly at this moment, but for sure he want to keep the power before the other to get an advance, maybe 20 or 30 meters in advance.
And of course, the other 26 all know that.
Yeah.
Okay, here they come now, just up to ducking under the grandstand. So there's a little way to go yet. Only 5 minutes remaining, 5 minutes to go.
Now we can give the power.
Now he's going on it.
Yeah.
But Zenlo is with him all the way.
Yeah. Zenlo is very close, and also Han is also very close to Zenlo.
Han's right there as well. So is Philip Pret.
Yeah, and they have to remember they can overtake only after the line, not before.
And now Huilin Han looking to get past Zenlo as they go down into turn 1. Is he close enough? No, he's not close enough. And wisely backed out of it. So Ringo Chong again just gets away a little bit. And in fact, Huilin Han loses out a little bit to Zenlo as they go through turn 1.
Yeah, and Leo, they have to be also careful about the mirror sometimes, because Philip Pret is very aggressive behind him for the podium.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Then a bit of a gap to Ziad Gandour, who is next up, and then another gap to Gomax, and then another gap to Sato in 7th. So is Chong getting away? Yes, he is a little bit. Chong getting away a little bit.
Yeah, it's like it's the copy of the first start. It means that Ringo during the first lap he get it away like 1 second quickly, more or less, and then we will see Zenlo that he again is a bit slowly, and this is why Leo and Philip Pret are very close.
Yeah, it's tight over second place. Chong looking a little bit more secure out in front, but certainly second, third, fourth is pretty lively. Only 3 minutes remaining. Incident involving Wang and Dicker under investigation.
It was, we didn't see the accident, but you know, sometimes when like we will say before, if you brake a bit too late and you have an accident, they have to see the marshal if you was in the right maneuver or not.
Yeah. So these first 4, they're doing a good job to stay with Ringo Chong. In fact, it's the first 5, I think, now, doing a good job to stay with Ringo Chong. Then there's a little bit of a gap now, back to 6th and 7th. So
we see also Xin, the 9 overall is 3rd in his class, the Pirelli AM.
Right. Well,
and the first one in Pirelli AM is Ziad Gandour, second one is Ken Seto, and the third one at the moment is Xabing Xin.
There are a lot of different classes in this, 4 different classes, and here comes Huilin Han again trying to get past Zenlo as they go down into turn 1. He thinks he can do it, but he can't quite.
Yeah, he tried to brake like 10-20 meters later, but it's very difficult in that corner to overtake, because it's not a slow corner, but this is one of his fastest corner. You can use the 3rd gear in that corner, so it's not very easy to brake and to go into the corner faster than the car in front of you.
Yeah, difficult to do it. He thinks he can do it, but he can't quite. But thankfully, he realizes he can't, rather than tries to go and do it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Philip Pret, that was closer to Han, now is a 1.5 seconds gap from him. So this is why Ziad Gandour, the 5th one, sorry, it's coming closer to Philip Pret.
Yes, 5th placed Jacques Gandour getting closer, and you say he does quite a lot of racing in the States as well.
Yeah, he's a very expert also driver in Ferrari Challenge Racing and also in the other categories.
Yeah. So Ringo Chong leading from Zhen Lo, and Lo seems to have pulled away a little bit from Huilin Han. Han with a mirror full of Philip Pret and Xiad Gandor. Philip Pret seems to be dropping back a little bit.
Yeah, Philip Pret, he lose, probably he has some problem, because of some setup problem or something like that, because he lose more than 1 second in one lap, and this is not normal for him, because he's one of the drivers that is most expert one, and they push very, very hard at the end of the race normally.
Championship leader.
Yeah, exactly. He's the championship leader, and he's looking for sure also for the point of the championship, because Ringo Chong is first on this race, but he's not on the championship because he's doing only 3-4 races. Checkered flag.
Checkered flag for Ringo Chong. It wasn't a long race for him, but he gets the checkered flag from Zhen Lo in second and Huilin Han in third. Philip Pret is fourth, then Xian Gandor, Gomax, Sato, Negro, and Xing, and then Zhang.
So that wraps up some wonderful racing in the Ferrari Challenge Asia Pacific. Bob Constanduras makes his way to the podium. I'm Cameron Vandendungen joining Christian Colombo. And Christian, interesting racing. It was safety car marred, but in the end, Ringo Chong has just been the dominant force this weekend so far.
Yeah, he found a way to keep the right mood, to be fast again also after the safety car, and this is very good for him because he's home race, so I can imagine that he's very, very happy for this.
Well, he was certainly the pole man with a wonderful job yesterday in both practice and qualifying. Zhen Lo, fastest lap of that race. He'll be happy with that. Did on the very last lap at 2 minute 22.5. He was under immense pressure from Han. And Philippe Pret, we might have a problem there, you mentioned. We'll chase that one up in between the races. But it was a solid job by many. And you're right, when it's safety car marred like it was, managing the tyres, managing the temperatures, both keeping the engine low and the others with regards to brakes and tyres was certainly a challenge for quite a few amateur drivers out there, or gentleman drivers that would be in the category. But from your point of view as head coach, how would you rate that race from many of your drivers, barring the obviously incident brought out the safety car?
You know, all the drivers, they do a really good job. Also the gentleman drivers, because they are on the point also during the race, or during the safety car, and then this is the most difficult point, because during the safety car you have to be on, you have to take, to feel, and then you have to save the concentration for the race. But we will see that the key of the race, it was in the first corner from the start, because the Zhen Lo, it was fourth, and then he overtake and he take the second position immediately. And I will say also congratulations for all the other drivers in the other class, because everybody, they do a very good job in this circuit that is absolutely not easy circuit.
It is not an easy circuit. It was also good to see a couple of drivers aborting some moves that could have caused some incidents as well. That would make you quite happy. But for those of you here and around this precinct, we've got wonderful music and talent out there in Zone 1. Leanne Lahavas at the Village Stage, 5:10 till 6 p.m. So that is on right now. Make your way over to Zone 1, the Village Stage. Leanne Lahavas is out there, and certainly a great act you want to catch this weekend. Well done to our Ferrari Challenge drivers. That's not the last we'll see of them. Christian Colombo, thank you very much. I'm glad to hear that you're happy with your drivers, and I'm sure you'll have a bit of a word with a lot of them regarding data and also giving feedback.
Thank you. Very happy, and ciao a tutti. See you tomorrow.
There you go. So great to see there from our Ferrari Challenge drivers. Again, we say we'll see them out later. In the meantime, you've got plenty coming up. FP3 coming up for Formula 1, and then we have qualifying a little later today. Good to see so many of you in the stands as well. In a wonderful day of action, we've still got plenty more coming up. The official race classifications after 8 laps. Ringo Chong got the job done. Zhen Lo, then Han held on in the end. Philippe Pret, we saw that just dropping back into the clutches of Gandor late in that race, but he managed to hold on to 4th place. Gandora will be happy, the first of our Pirelli AM drivers. Then we've got Max Cito, Negro, Zing, Zhang, Chan, and Berry, the Australian that actually lives over in this part of the world, held on to a top 12, qualifying in 16th, so moved up through the order. Sorry, Berry qualified in 15th, moved up a couple of spots as well. Fujiwara also there, Honda, Wang, Dicker, a lot further back, 29 seconds off the eventual race winner's time. Kondo, Locke, Baker was there as well, Xiao, Chen, Wong, Nagataperno, and also Chimsiri. And then we saw the rest of the runners out of the copper shell category, as well as Wu and Mack, who were not classified in the end. They're making their